Hello, you beautiful, awakened and evolving souls, and welcome to another video of concepts of this philosophy that we enjoy so much and cannot have enough. We will probably not have enough until the moment that we leave this third density experience, the law of one. And today I'm going to follow up on the previous video, as I intend to do with all this series. And the previous video was intelligent infinity. So what follows is intelligent energy. Before we get into that, the usual caveats: this is not a thorough explanation, which I don't think it's possible, as much as I could talk about this in one video, but it's just a little tasting of what intelligent energy is. And like any other concept, it becomes a lot more fascinating and complex and beautiful as we study this philosophy and this model of reality that, to my humble opinion, I think is way too advanced for our time, and that's probably why it's not that popular. So in any case, this is an introductory explanation of what intelligent energy is, specifically for the purpose of studying the material. Speaking of studying the material, you know that I make videos on the law of one, the raw material. So any video related to this that I have covered will always be here, and that's the case right now too, because there is material about intelligent energy that I have covered already, which you can get into a lot more if you wish. So with that, now we're going to talk about intelligent energy, which we need to make a distinction. In this intelligent energy, we are used in our physics to talk about energy as being a thing in the past that has evolved, and now, you know, we get into quantum physics and say, well, everything is energy. And when we talk about intelligent energy, we're talking about something even beyond that, beyond quantum physics. It's something that is, it's not the typical energy that we know in our physics or quantum mechanics even. It's something that permeates the whole reality. So we get into metaphysical understandings here, as it is suspected, because this is a metaphysical study of the creation. So intelligent energy is something beyond. So don't confuse intelligent energy with just any sort of energy that we produce, electricity, heat, or whatever else in thermodynamics that we know, and beyond that even. So again, just a little disclaimer that this intelligent energy is not that, so just so you know. But I think there is one part, especially coming from intelligent infinity, there's one part in session 27 that I would like to read to you that Ra said, and I think it's a really good way to start up this video and explain what intelligent energy is and where does it come from. Now remember, intelligent infinity, you should have watched that video before this one, because they're tied in together. And with intelligent infinity in our minds, let's go to see what Ra said. So in the discussion about intelligent infinity, Ra had this to say: there is no difference, potential or kinetic, in unity. The basic rhythms of intelligent infinity are totally without distortion of any kind. The rhythms are clothed in mystery, for they are being itself. From this undistorted unity, however, appears a potential in relation to intelligent energy. In this way, you may observe the term to be somewhat two-sided. One use of the term, that being as the undistorted unity, being without any kinetic or potential side. The other application of this term, which we use undifferentiatedly for lack of another term, in the sense of the vast potential tapped by the foci or focuses of energy. They also said, this unity has a potential and kinetic. The potential is intelligent infinity. Tapping this potential will yield work. This work has been called by us intelligent energy. So as you can see there, intelligent energy is this potential that we talked about in the video of intelligent infinity that is coming from intelligent infinity. That potential is being tapped into the creation. Intelligent energy is manifested now. So that's why I have the first item here, that is, intelligent energy is basically manifested intelligent infinity. So if you can get the idea of intelligent infinity, and that being that is actually the beingness of the universe itself. You are that. There is no outside of the intelligent infinity that is you. You are that. You are part of the fabric of this weaving of energy that is happening right now. And hopefully you can get this point too, because I think there's a huge spiritual or self-realization out of this view, as probably with any other concept really. So manifested intelligent infinity is really what intelligent energy is. You can see it that way. I think the way I learned this in my first read of the Law of One was to understand that intelligent energy is that manifested portion of intelligent infinity that is impossible to describe. So for something to become finite, it needs to be manifested out of infinity. We have numbers out of infinity because that's just what we have. And now we have intelligent infinity as a movement, which is another part of intelligent infinity. This movement is what we know as the reality, the creation itself. So you can also see it as intelligent infinity being something permanent, something that is unmoving, that is perfect, that is undistorted. That is the quality of intelligent infinity, whereas intelligent energy is the movement of intelligent infinity. And there's a part, I'm not really familiar with the Bible, but this stuck with me in the Gospel of Thomas, when they asked him something about, how would I know the Father or something like that, and they said, if they ask you, tell them that it is a movement and a rest. And that's precisely what we're talking about here. God is movement and a rest, is intelligent infinity and intelligent energy, is that perfect beingness and at the same time that movement so it can know itself. Now, when we get, this is basically the part that we, where we battle between the impossible to understand and the possibility of understanding it. And that's where we kind of break that layer of the unexplainable, ineffable into the practical understanding of what this intelligent energy represents here in the creation. It's going to be a little bit more understandable as we go through. So another couple of terms that we have is love and light. And I'm going to cover this in another video when I talk about the creative principles. And love and light are intelligent energy. Intelligent energy actually is, as love imprints itself into light or manifests into light, then it becomes love light. Love being a creative principle, which again, I'll cover in another video. So love light, when we hear love light being present everywhere, that is intelligent energy. And you can see now why I said energy versus energy. I have here as energy in the physical human understanding and then intelligent energy as the other one. And that's how we can see that love light permeates the whole reality. Prana is another word we have, which is important to know because our traditions have talked about prana, the raw material talks about prana, and there are many terms that we use for this one intelligent energy. And the other one that stuck with me is the upward spiraling light, because this is another term for intelligent energy, which is something that I'm going to cover a little bit more when I get into the sun and explaining more how intelligent energy is emanated by the sun and how is this beautiful dynamic that happens. But the upper spiraling light is another term that we have for intelligent energy. Now, I should probably explain the sun first before the energy centers, because there is a sort of continuum there. And I'm going to skip into the sun so we can go into the energy centers interplay. But the sun is a sort of focus, or logos as we call it, of intelligent infinity. That concentration or focus of intelligent infinity, you can think about it as a concentration of intelligent infinity, and concentration both in the physical and the mental state, if you will. I mean, I'm putting qualities to intelligent infinity, the potential of intelligent infinity, which is what yields the work for intelligent energy. So the sun is sort of like a very concentrated thought, if you will. It's a thought that's being concentrated in one part of the creation, and the sun creates, being a part of intelligent infinity creates intelligent energy. That's why it's emanating this intelligent energy. Now, of course, there's a lot more involved in the sun because it's our house of the archetypes. It is the blueprint of this octave, this representation of the octave here in our local planetary system. Yes? So the beautiful thing is that there is an evolution program, which is not specifically a plan, because the plan, if you want to call it a plan, it's an infinite possibility plan within the restrictions, and restriction is probably a bad word to use metaphysically, but within the design of the logos. And so the evolution program designs basically that blueprint in which we're going to be manifested. Now I'll give you a little idea of how that works. We have an infinite possibilities to play with intelligent energy, and this is the whole creation. We have an infinite possibilities to create all sorts of planets and beings and animals and angels, whatever you want to call them, any possible manifestation that you can think of, that's possible. And because everything is infinite, the logo's purpose is to create its own creation based on the archetypes that it's going to play with and manipulate. Manipulate in the sense of playing with. So the evolution program is one that we as humans know because we have this. There is an interplay of intelligent energy that creates humans with our fingers and our opposable thumb and the diversity of flora and fauna that we have on planet Earth. And you can imagine here, just use your imagination and think about intelligent energy as something that is infinite in potential and is malleable. Malleable meaning plastic or pliable. It could be by the consciousness of the logos. It could be shaped into anything. And the program was to have this within the possibilities, what we have now, and everything else that I don't need to cover in our solar system. And now, the important part about evolution, which is really the key word here, evolution, and upward spiraling light is the energy centers interplay. Why? Because the energy centers are the, shall we call it, filters by which we process intelligent energy. So intelligent energy, or prana, is being absorbed, if you will, by the root chakra and is being manifested or refracted by because it's light, it's being refracted by each energy center as you right now, as me, as the board. Everything has energy centers because that's just the nature of the manifestation. Animals have energy centers. Particles have energy centers. And so every single entity, which Ra says, the photon is the most basic entity that we're looking for. The photon, a particle of light, is an entity. And so the evolution is guided by this upward spiraling light, which is sort of like the intelligence of the prana, or the intelligent energy, the intelligence in energy that is naturally pulling upwards. And the direction that we look for up here is towards infinity. And so the evolution starts with the manifestation of matter out of nothingness. And nothingness can actually be explained by our current physics in terms of space and how there is actual energy in space, which is where we get 0 point energy and so on. But I don't want to get into that. The point is that everything is energy. Everything is created by intelligent energy. And the important part is that this calling, if you will, of upward spiraling light is what's making evolution happen. For matter to be manifested, for animals to form, organic molecules and so on, and up to humans. And humans are first endowed with the spirit, and so on. The evolution goes as you may be familiar, and if not, we'll have to cover that in the densities of consciousness, which is the evolution of consciousness, basically, through the energy centers, or densities of consciousness, which are the same thing, just on a macro scale. And so the energy centers interplay is what's making intelligent energy be recognized by the entity, by the mind-body-spirit complex that we are. This is through our energy centers and our chakras and the experiences that we're having and how we process them and so on. So this is a beautiful part of intelligent energy as we approach the understanding of the nature of this energy being in motion for the recognition of the self, for the evolution of the entity towards infinity. Now, another thing that I alluded already here is the illusion. The illusion is the whole universe, everything here. The illusion is not just the human experience. The human experience is a facet or an aspect of the illusion. The grand illusion, I should start calling it actually. Just thought about that. The grand illusion is the whole universe, which is created by intelligent energy. So we're talking about space-time is created by intelligent energy. The archetypes are created by intelligent energy. Polarity, laws, everything that we can think of is created by intelligent energy, because remember, anything that is created is being tapped out of the potential of intelligent infinity, which again is infinite. And that manifestation of everything is actually an illusion, because it is not infinity. And so just to clarify the term illusion, in our current era, we use the word illusion as something that is deceptive, or that is tricky, or that is false. But the word illusion, actually, if my memory doesn't fade too much, I think it comes from the word ludere, or ludere in Latin, which means to play. So even the word Maya, which is illusion, or translated to illusion vaguely from Sanskrit, actually talks about magic. It's a creation of magic. So we're not talking about illusion of something that is false and we need to discover, and it's almost like a competition or a contest for somebody to get out of the illusion. To get out of the illusion, you can do it right now, and just to realize that you're infinite. And that's something that it's possible at any time. That's what's called enlightenment. And illusion is not a bad thing. Illusion is the possibility of playing within our own infinity, or our own infinite beingness. So just to clarify that, I'll probably say that forever, because I think there is a misconception with that word illusion. And again, the grand illusion is the creation. It's all being done by intelligent energy. Now, the last thing I would say is the higher self and the form maker. This is something that really clicked with me when I thought about intelligent energy, because Ra talks about the higher self is in 6th density, and the form maker is also in 6th density. Now, what does the form maker use for creating forms? Intelligent energy. And so we have an aspect of ourselves that is already always playing with intelligent energy to create whatever we have in our lives, whatever we perceive in our lives. In fact, I would even say that there is an aspect of the universe called the grand form maker. And I'm just going off track here with my speculation, but that is what's creating the whole octave. So in any case, the form maker is related to intelligent energy, and that's something else that Ra talks about. When we die, for example, we go to commune with our higher self. Now remember, these are not different entities of themselves, the universe being infinite and one being, but the higher self and the form maker are aspects of you. And so the higher self and the form maker being in 6th density, they kind of work together in synergy to create your next incarnation by the intelligence of the higher self, and by possibly, I'm speculating a little bit here, the ability of the form maker to create that which is more useful for the entity in a future incarnation. Now, this is the whole rundown that I have on intelligent energy. And I know I promised that this was going to be just an introductory class, video, explanation, whatever you want to call it. And I know I extended myself. There's so much to talk about that I really can crunch in one video. Now, I want to leave you with one analogy that I created, which is the dream. If this all sounds really crazy and hard to fathom and so on, realize that you are doing this all the time when you dream. whenever you have a dream, you're doing this whole process in the microcosm. It's only that you're not as conscious as you are within the entity that you're incarnated here in space-time. However, the same principles apply within the dream. When you create a dream, because it is you creating the dream, you can say that it's your mind creating the dream. You are making everything in the dream, from the people, the objects, the situations, the emotions, the people's reactions, everything that is included in the dream, it is you. And so you can see how within the dream, you're creating everything out of, let's call it intelligent energy, because that's the term we're using. And that is what you are. That is exactly what the whole universe is. And so in the same way that everything in your dream is you, everything in this creation is you. And you are creating everything. You're creating me, but it's not the you egoic, but just that one point of consciousness that you represent, that one I that is now awakened, that is aware of its own beingness, and that's the universe. So that's all I got for intelligent energy. Hope you like this. This, like I said, we can go on for a while, but I'm gonna leave it at this. Thank you so much for watching this videos. If you really liked it, and if you like me, just gently tap that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, because that helps this videos and everything else reach other people. I appreciate you being here and enjoying this lovely Law of One with me. Leave me any comments if you have any questions or any suggestions or any other term that you might want me to explain a little bit further, that you might have read in the Law of One, or that I have mentioned maybe here, and I'll see if I have it included in my long list that I keep saying that I will cover possibly for the next year or so, until I'm done with anything that comes up. But for now, thank you again for watching. I love you, my other self. Keep loving. I'll see you in the next video.